Hi guys, coming up today we're gonna begin with The Mandalorian, episode 4. And we begin on a forest planet. Right for the villagers, sorry my throat, right for the villagers to have a seasonal harvest of shrimp. Blue shrimp. Alien blue shrimp. Pretty cute. And we see a mother and daughter. We see a mother, finishing off the harvest, and the daughter playing around with a type of frog creature that exists in the planet. But then they get attacked by the local and asshole-ish. What was it called? Raiders. Raiders, and they look like French pit bulls dogs, and they were pretty cute. I will say I will give 10 out of 10 for the costume designer and the makeup artist, the people that made the makeup artist for the evil raiders in the story, or pirates in this case. Pirates or raiders, bad people anyway. Or bad aliens. Bad aliens, good. And basically, they had an Arnold. Oh, I forgot to mention. They had an Arnold Schwarzenegger shotgun from Terminator 2. Pretty cool shotgun as well. Also, after that, the mother and daughter are hiding inside of the one of the harvesting ponds where they harvest the shrimps for the season, I suppose. Anyway, for the season, I suppose. So they hide there behind or under, I think, harvesting weed mat thing. I don't remember what it's called, but they hide behind a type of barrel thing that they have themselves that they have created. And Kori, or a casket, a made up casket out of weed or something like that. They hide under it and they survive. And some of the other villagers survived, but it seems that the French Bulldog Raiders, I will call them the French Bulldog Raiders from now on because I don't know their species name, they have only taken the harvest, which is the blue shrimps at this case, and destroyed some robots and maybe killed some people. I didn't know. I didn't see. Anyway, after that, we see the Mandalorian in space after being, in the last episode chased by anyone, by the guild and by everyone else, including the Empire, remnant of the Empire. Sorry, my throat. The remnants of the Empire. That was perfect. Anyway, though, they land on the planet, and Baby Yoda, always as cute, fiddles around with the buttons of the ship. And the Mandalorian is not so angry, but annoyed. More like, don't touch that, Don't touch that. You're like, oh. It just, if you love Baby Yoda, you will love this episode. He's just so funny. Also, he's very cute. Secondly, after that, they land on the planet, the same forest colony planet, and he's like, this could be a good place to land, says the Mandalorian. He doesn't speak much, but when he does, he's badass. Also, his armor's badass. Nice. Anyway, so they land, they go outside, and he says to Baby Yoda, stay here, I will go out, you will stay, to have him safe, and he kinda acts to me like a father figure. He wants to protect the kid. Sorry, my throat. He wants to protect the kid and he wants it to not be hurt. So he's like, no, you're not going. I know you're looking at me with those cute puppy eyes, but you're not going. And as destiny wants it, Baby Yoda goes away with him either way. He's like, fine, alright. You will go then, fine. And then they go to a tavern. I think a tavern that is on the local planet. That is there on the local forest planet. That is close to the village, I think. And he orders soup for the Baby Yoda. And for himself, some meat or no, a beer. He orders himself a beer, I think. Something to drink. And he literally pays the waiter rich to not like, yeah, I seriously want info from like, I seriously, yeah, she basically, hope you enjoyed the video. I went out the track. Sorry, I went out of track there. Anyway, though, He goes into the bar with Baby Yoda, and we have a cute scene with Baby Yoda walking with him in the forest. Pretty cute scene, that. Yeah, that's a pretty cute scene before. I forgot to mention that. Anyway, we meet the next character. We meet the ex-Imperial heavy gunner. I don't remember the name right now, and I forgot. Crap. Anyway, she's a very cool actress and very good role. She did the role in Deadpool as one of the bad guys in Deadpool 1. Also, she's a professional kickboxer, and I will say this, pretty strong, powerful female. And a pretty good role model, in my opinion. Anyway, though, the Mandalorian basically sits on the table, and little Baby Yoda sits with him in a cute little baby sit pile in a very cute little sit stool for Baby Yoda. And before that, I forgot to mention, before that Baby Yoda meets the Laugh Cat of Lofall, the animated cat from Rebels. That's a pretty cute cat. And Baby Yoda is like, oh, I want to be friends. You know, Baby Yoda want to be a friend. He's cute. Hashtag Ryan Johnson, don't hurt him. Hashtag Ryan Johnson, don't go near this show, goddammit. Anyway, Baby Yoda tries to befriend the little Rebels Easter egg cat, Lowfall cat. I forgot the name, but Lowfall cat, it's a close one. And he tries to befriend it, and the cat is like... And I understand, but... Dude, you're very rude to Baby Yoda, seriously. Also, I like the Easter egg. And after that... Oh, the Mandalorian paid extra to the service person. Sorry, my throat. The Mandalorian paid extra to the service person to basically pay to, like, whole call on Baby Yoda. Basically, watch Baby Yoda with your life. He paid her extremely amount of credits, I think. I'm not sure. Also, he paid her for extra money to know who the character of the ex-Imperial was. That was in the unit FP4, I think. I'm not sure. No, it's actually the Mandalorian episode 4. Sorry. Anyway, she also tells the Mandalorian that she was a rebel cleanup person. She was a rebel cleanup, heavy, basically a badass of badasses that comes in after the Battle of Endor. She actually mentions this. I was in the Battle of Endor cleaning up the remnants of the Empire. The remnants of the warlords and stuff like that. She was, basically saying that to the Mandalorian. I will say this. Pretty cool episode, like the character, and we have not seen the last of her. Also, hashtag, one of the trailers even said that. Or one of the trailers even showed that. But anyway, she was basically a former stormtrooper machine gun unit? A former machine gun heavy stormtrooper unit personnel. Anyway, personnel. So, what happened... Damn it, my throat. Perfect. So what happened later was that the Mandalorian was like, where did she go? He's like, where did she go? And he also bought a little cute soup. A little natural soup, I think a vegetable soup for Baby Yoda. And he's like, yeah, keep Baby Yoda alive. Don't look him out of way of your sight. And of course, Baby Yoda is a Jedi. In my opinion, he's a Jedi, so he basically did, next scene I'm here, next scene I'm gone. For the person at the bar that basically the Mandalorian paid anyway. So the Mandalorian goes out and try to search for the... I forgot her name, god damn it. But the kickboxer girl. That is... Sina Carano. The Sina Carano's character. Anyway, he tries to search for Sina Carano, and he puts on his scout thing on his helmet, his tracking. His, what is it called again? Camera tracking device? Heat signature. Sorry, my throat again. I try to remember these complicated words. Anyway, Heat tracking device. Yes, he has a heat tracking device on his helmet. So he tracks her footsteps and he tries to find if she has taken Baby Yoda, because he thinks maybe she's a bounty hunter, like him, but paid by the Empire. That's what I assumed from the episode itself. Also, I watched the episode, it was really good. I will give this episode 10 out of 10 in my opinion. Also, hashtag Ryan Johnson, don't come near season 2, goddammit, you bastard. Also, spoiler warning, season 2. Anyway, of course this show would get a season 2. Anyway, though, he basically finds the ex-Imperial heavy gunner person that I said the name of before. He finds, and they have a big fight. And, in my opinion, she shouldn't have beaten him down with his helmet, because his helmet protects him from the head. Though, to be fair, both of them are skilled warriors in their opinion. She's an ex-Imperial / rebel resistance fighter, cleanup person. Basically, she's a badass that you call in, and they're basically mercenaries, and they work for the rebellion, and they are the people that you call when you're like, yeah, I want this ex-Imperial warlord hangout cleaned out. In a badass, also, kill everyone in sight kind of deal. So, I can understand that she beat down the Mandalorian in combat, but they were both evenly matched, in my opinion. Also, the voice actress herself. Sorry, my throat. The voice actress herself was very great. Great performance. I will give this episode for characters 10 out of 10. Story 10 out of 10. No, story I will give it 5. And characters I will give it 10 out of 10 for the Mandalorian and the ex-Imperial heavy machine gun trooper / badass rebel soldier called in for cleaning up warlords and stuff. And every other character, pretty good. I will give that at least a 6 out of other characters. I will give a 6. Music, perfection. 10 out of 10, no questions asked. Anyway, though, after that little fight, they had a fight, and the fight was like, he's like, flamethrower! And she's like, stomping on his weapon. He's like, fuck! He's like, god damn it! And they try with everything, and they do pretty good fight, I will say. Pretty cool fight. And he literally takes out his vibroblade to fight her. And I watched the episode, I saw the concept art. Really good concept art. I will give... Sorry, my throat. I will give 10 out of 10 on that. Dave Filoni, you have outdone yourself. And all of you other people that have worked on The Mandalorian. You have outdone yourself. Great job, everyone. Seriously. Also, if Ryan Johnson is gonna go in and do one episode of the season 2, please, for the love of God, don't let him do more. I don't want that evil gerbil touching this episode series. It's the good thing after all the garbage. In some perspective. Also, this is my opinion. Screw you. Sorry, hope you enjoyed the video. This is my opinion. Anyway, though, after that little fight, we see little cute baby Yoda looking at both of them with his soup in his hands. And he's eating it. He's like, and they're like, oh crap, there you are. Where did you go? And they were pretty close to basically shoot each other with blasters at each other's heads. I will say this, the fighting in this show is good. Very good. Very good indeed. Perfection. In an aspect, of course. Anyway, though, after that, we basically get the Mandalorian, doing some Mandalorian stuff. And I forgot that. Oh, the villagers want help from the Mandalorian. And he's like, you don't pay me enough. And they're like, please, sir, we're paying you with anything. And he's like, no, not interested. Bye-bye. Ad Wiedersehen. Also, I like the ex-Imperial heavy machine gunner person that is now a rebel in the Battle of Endor, actually. She's the cleanup person. Kind of the cleanup badass machine gun troop. Basically Basically, she's a tank. You don't give a shit. Sorry. Sorry, my throat. Basically, she is a tank, and she doesn't give a shit about the enemy. She's like, fire! She actually kills a lot of people in this episode. The new character, which I forgot the name again. Anyway, she's the badass kickboxing character. Also, she was actually a professional champion of kickboxing. Anyway, I'm going off track. And the Mandalorian was basically like, do you have something else to offer me? They're like, oh, damn it. The Mandalorians, they were legendary. Yeah, basically they are talking about the Mandalorians. Like, at this time, in the point of the universe, there are very few of them. And they're pretty legendary. Because the Clone Wars, also, they're badass warriors. P.S. Boba Fett badass. Jango Fett badass. Bullshit that Boba Fett and Jango Fett are not considered Mandalorian. Bullshit. Cough. Anyway, so the villagers are very desperate and they're like, okay, fine. They're like, what are we gonna do? And they're like, okay, fine. We have, and he's like, do you have something else to offer me? And he's like, they're like, oh, we have lodging for our house. And he's like, lodging? The Mandalorian's like, yeah, I'm taking it. I'm taking that. And I have a question. The villagers shouldn't have come to him at his ship when they're like, okay, they wanted help, of course. Also, P.S. I forgot to mention this. The two villagers that we will call Jim and Jeff. I will call them Jim and Jeff because I forgot their names. And they didn't even have names in the episode. So, Jim and Jim and Jeffrey. Okay, I changed their name again. Jim and Jeffrey basically say, okay, we have lodging. And he's like, fine, great. I will help you. What do you need? And he's like, okay, we need help. We have a lot of bulldogs, French bulldogs / shotgun terminating Arnold Schwarzenegger terminating shotgun. The classic shotgun from Terminator 2. They have basically those raiders, and like they say, we need help. Sorry, my throat. So they basically say, can you help us? And he's like, okay, fine. And yeah, he's like, yeah, I can help you. And they're like, yay, great. And the Mandalorian decides to go to the village. And he meets a widow with her daughter. I forgot her daughter's name, but she had a pretty cool name. Pretty much. And yeah, I forgot that name, but she loves Baby Yoda. I will say this. If anyone loves Baby Yoda scenes, this is a perfect episode. Perfection. Also, Baby Yoda scenes. Awesomeness. Also, Baby Yoda eats frogs. But it's pretty cute. Also likes to spare frogs in this episode. Anyway, so they take on the job and he calls on the ex-Imperial. Yeah, Anita Corral's character. Yay, I finally remember that name again. Anita Corral's character and... Not Anita Sarkeesian, god damn it. Anyway, Anita Corral's character. And then he's like, you can help us. Are you in for the job? And he's like, yeah, why not? She's like, I want to do something. And they basically do. And they go in, they basically first, what they do is reconnaissance first. Hope you enjoyed the video anyway. I'm jumping around in the episode. So they basically go and do reconnaissance and figure out that the French bulldogs / alien / raiders with Terminator 2 shotgun that I said before they have a walker droid. They have a droid from, which droid I mean. They have a vehicle, ATST vehicle. And please, in the love of God, in the comments, please don't say anything bad, because I don't remember all the freaking pronunciations of vehicles. Anyway, ATST, I think. ATST. Those that were on the Battle of Endor. Those things. That fell down like chickens in Robot Chicken. Yeah, those things. Anyway, this episode actually redeems that vehicle and makes it 100 times more menacing. Pretty badass, though. I will say, effect artists, people that did the vehicle, Hope you enjoyed the video. Have a fun time and enjoy. People that did the vehicle and that did the whole episode, great job. 10 out of 10. You should give a medal. Please make a movie. Please. I love if you would make a movie. Please. Please just make a movie. Anyway, these people that have made The Mandalorian, they are true fans, in my opinion. They are fans of Star Wars. They know what ticks for Star Wars fans. Which is me. Captain Malford, by the way. Anyway, so after that little tracking, they discover that, they tell to the people like, oh yeah, hey villagers, you didn't tell to us that you had that the people that your so-called enemies, raiders, French Bulldog Raiders, / with Terminator shotgun again. Why did I put Terminator shotgun so many times? But it's... okay, I love the Terminator shotgun from Terminator 2. So, that kind of makes sense. Anyway, so they say to them like, yeah, you have basically lied to us. What the hell? And they're like, hey, you should protect us. We paid you, blah, blah, blah. And they're like... also, the widow was like, you know what? We cannot leave. They have lived for They have lived for a long time there, and they have lived for a long time. And Tim and Jeff basically say, no, our parents, our grandparents seeded these lands. We don't want to leave with these shrimps, with these blue shrimps. Also, they use the blue shrimps, I think, in some capacity to make their blue clothes. To make their blue attire and clothes. Also, I like the concept art that they had in this episode. I love the whole show, no questions asked. Anyway, though, so the Mandalorian is thinking, and the other chick is talking about, they have a freaking ATST. Also, that's reasonable. And Athena, the kickboxing character / Empire, ex-Empire machine gun person, basically says, what the hell, this ATST can kill you all, why not move somewhere else in the planet? And the planet is pretty huge. Pretty huge. And they're like, no, we don't want to leave. Our home is our home. And that's a respectable thing, I understand. Also, this episode takes reference from the Clone Wars series, animated. And, what is it called again? The Samurais of the Samurai Castle, a classic movie, where some Ronins needs to protect the village against pirates. Or against raiders. Pretty similar, actually. I like that. I like the training montage with Cartina. Yeah, the machine gun ex-Imperial, rebel cleaner person. The strong, cool female in this episode. I've said many names for her, but I forgot the name, so yeah. Anyway, the cool character learns them to train in a type of Mulan fashion with staffs. And guns. Also blasters. P.S. I love the music that they have in this show. They have different tracks. And I'm listening to them on YouTube. For my pleasure. Anyway though, I love that music. I love the opening and intro. Also the other tracks. But anyway, so the Mandalorian decides to talk after a couple of moments of awesome silence. He decides to talk, says to her like, yeah, why do we not train them then? And he basically gives them opportunities to train, pretty much. Also, P.S. I forgot to mention. Damn it. I forgot to mention when the Mandalorian was there himself, before the other character. The other girl, powerful, strong girl, psychic. I will call her psychic / Empire cleanup person. Before that, he was basically talking to the widow that was with the mother and the daughter. The mother in the beginning part of this episode. And he was talking to her, and she actually talked about him, or talked with him, saying, why did you not remove your helmet? How long have long... Damn it, my throat today. I'm a bit sick. Anyway, he says that I have always had my helmet since I was a child. And she says, that's horrible, and, she sympathizes with the Mandalorian. And the thing is, she says, also before that, she says, how long have you had the helmet? And he's like, my whole life. And I can kind of understand it. But also, like, in this episode, they basically go deeper into the Mandalorian, basically, he says, we have a code in the Mandalorians in this time period of the Star Wars universe and in the Star Wars traditional Mandalorian universe, where, or in their, it's basically, just imagine Crusader Knights that cannot remove their helmets, and if they do so, they will be ashamed. And they can never be a Mandalorian again by their society if they remove the helmet. And the chick tries to remove the helmet once, and the Mandalorian's like, nope, don't do that. I know you want me to live a normal, better life. He wants, like, if they're, because his bounty hunting business is over, because of episode 3, he basically like, okay, I understand, but I cannot leave my mission. My mission is to protect Baby Yoda and try to find some work. Oh, I forgot to mention in episode 3 that he had a bounty. He took a bounty of Mon Calamari royal prince that is not a royal noble prince person. And he has still not collected that bounty, which means he can get a lot of cash. Also, he was a spoiled rich brat. Anyway, though, the Mandalorian is like, I was exactly young as your daughter's age, which he was pretty much 5 or 10 when he basically lost his parents, murdered by the Separatist army during the Clone Wars, I think. Yes. Wait, during the Clone Wars, yes. During the Clone Wars, and in one of the flashbacks, we basically see him almost axed off by a B2 battle droid saying, "You are now terminate." Basically something like that. But I think someone saved him. I don't know what saved him, but someone. But anyway, we will figure that out later on. Though we get a lot of character development for him. I love this episode for that. I will give that basically 20 points more for that. In some capacity, We got some character development more of him in some capacity. And I actually figured out that they only remove their helmets when the Mandalorians eat, or when they basically need for essential. They only need to remove their helmets and gear when they need to do it essential, basically. To basically go to the toilet, I suppose. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure. Basically, when he needs to eat, he's like, yeah, I'm not gonna have the helmet. I'm removing it. Also, the Mandalorian is played by a Mexican. Spanish Mexican. Or, I'm wrong if I say Mexican, but I'm not sure. But anyway, he's played by I forgot, but he's played by a cool actor. Pretty good job. I will say this. Great job. Keep it up. Anyway, great job. Keep it up. I love that scene. He's like removing his helmet, eating some nice bread and sweets. Please give me those sweets as something to eat in real life, please. Also, he ate some form of fruit or sweets. Basically like a donut, a sugarized donut a bit, with some fruits. And he put the helmet aside. And that's after the tracking. And he looks at Baby Yoda. I forgot to mention. He looks at Baby Yoda with the other children playing with him. But they are a bit of jerks, because they're teasing him with some blue shrimps. They're teasing him with some blue shrimps and such. But I know the kids don't mean anything bad about teasing Baby Yoda a bit. But Baby Yoda could just lift him up with the Force, if he so wished. But I don't think so, because Baby Yoda is a pure little Jesus, in my opinion. Also, I know the kids were good. They were like, playing with him. They were like throwing living shrimps around him to try to catch it and eat. And he's like, I want to eat this. I want to eat that. And in that moment, I think like, the Mandalorian was like, oh, that's cute. It's like my son. Also, the widow was talking about, her daughter was playing with the little Baby Yoda in a nice little wood crib. I forgot to mention that. But in a nice wood crib, and she was hugging Baby Yoda, and also the girl that I forgot the name now, I will write down the name under the video. so you can remember. Anyway, she basically hugs Baby Yoda at the end of the episode as well. And she has become very accustomed to Baby Yoda. Pretty cute. And Baby Yoda is always cute in any scene he is. And he's cute. Anyway, though, later on, our main protagonists, the two paid mercenaries, which is the Mandalorian and the other chick, basically goes to the French Bulldogs camp. And they basically beat the goddamn shit out of them all. And they do badass shit. One of them basically gets grabbed by the professional kickbox chick and basically gets drowned in his own... Oh, I forgot to mention. He gets drowned in his own alcohol. They made alcohol out of those shrimps. Spoiler warning, alcohol out of those shrimps. And she basically cooks him alive with his face. Poor French bulldog bandit. Or raider with badass shotgun. And the Mandalorian didn't come unprepared. He put a time grenade and blew the shit up. And they had a cool badass fighting scene. He's shooting with the gun. Also, he did a smart thing. He shot the wall that was the weakest part of the tent. And our main protagonist chick as well, the badass ex-Imperial person, she basically kicks up the wall, destroys that, and they figured out that in the encampment, my throat, in the encampment, the French Bulldogs had a TST walker. If I said the vehicle wrong, it's basically the vehicle from the Empire, from the Return of the Jedi, the one that basically falls down like a chicken. I will put it in the end of the video or somewhere. Anyway, it's the ST Walker. And in this one, I will say this. I was shit terrified of this walker. I was seriously terrified of this. Anyway, though, overall, I really enjoyed this episode with the walker. And the people were prepared. And they even did a trap ditch for the walker to trap in. But, I will say this. Great job from the people that made this show. The French Bulldog bandit, I think the leader was with a type of white fur / dog fur. I think the one that is in the vehicle is like, yeah, you're trying to fool me by following me in on that trap. I'm not stupid. And I really love that the show is like, yeah, these guys are not stupid. Like hashtag, like The Last Jedi was. Oh, who said that? Who said that? Anyway, that was a bird saying it. Or, hashtag, I like the porks, though. There was a pork that said it. Anyway, though, they have a cool, badass fighting scene, and Jim and Jeff, now I've said them, I've said them 2 or 3, 4 new names. Anyway, Jim and Jeff basically fight, and the thing that disappointed me about the episode that I didn't see many people die, but at least one person died, I think. But it wasn't Jeff and Jeff, pretty much. Anyway, we have a cool badass fighting scene, and all of those bulldog French shotgun wielding raider orcs, they attack, and they're like, Arr! And the Mandalorian is just firing in hell in there, and the villagers are doing pretty good. But I must say, one of the villagers are stupid. Half of the other villagers are pretty stupid because they were like, what was it called again? Oh, the widow woman was like, go down, look down, when the Mandalorian said, yeah, look down, go down, don't let the flashlight of the giant freaking TST see you. And most of all of the villagers listened, except for Jim and Jeff and some other person. And then the fighting started and they fired like badasses. I can say this. It was a pretty cool badass action scene. And I loved what the Mandalorian did. The Mandalorian was like, hey, kickbook chick. Or ex-Imperial chick. I will give you cover while you go. And take down the STST. And he's like, okay. And she's like, badass! And she's like, boom, boom, firing his incineration gun. Hashtag Vader would be like, seriously? Is this what the Empire has become? Anyway, though, the badass female character in this episode basically takes down almost the STST, but she almost gets fired, but she luckily falls into one of the water ditches with the Mandalorian, and the Mandalorian decides to, you know what, okay, we're gonna fire a bit more, and she shoots down, I think, the eye thing of the TST. Damn it, my throat. Anyway, the eye thing of the TST, and the Mandalorian's like, grenade! And he throws in the grenade right in the eye socket of the machine when the machine falls down. I forgot to mention. They put the rope under the ditch trap, or the little water ditch trap. And the TST falls in. Because it's like, the girl is like, I'm here, try to catch me, dumb machine. And the dog person is like, pissed off. So he forgets his smart deduction that he did before. Also, I love the shots with the TST coming out of the forest. I love the TST. I love this episode. No questions asked. Anyway, they defeated by making it fall down, because the legs are not the best protection. And the Mandalorian is like, screw you! And he throws in the grenade inside of the eye of the TST, and the TST explodes in glorious fashion. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. The TST explodes in the glorious fashion, and hope you enjoyed the video. And all ends well as ends well. Or all ends very good, yeah. Anyway, though, the villagers say goodbye, and the Mandalorian decides, you know what? Baby Yoda, you can stay here. He's a bit like, he wanted to leave Baby Yoda so he could have a better life, while he is continuing his bounty hunting missions and something else, But Baby Yoda and the Mandalorian are inseparable in my mind. And he decides, to the widow, like, yeah, I'm not staying here. It's not right for me. But take care of Baby Yoda for me, please. And she's like, okay, fine. She was basically having the Google eyes for him. But I can kind of understand. Secondly, I also can kind of understand the widow, because the widow's husband must have been a soldier for the rebellion, or an ex-gun shooter. That's the only way of explaining how she could shoot, let me see, 5 or 9 shots in the same frying pan bucket targeting thing at the same time with a rifle, a plasma rifle, that the Mandalorian actually had in his personal stock. Yay. Also, hashtag, he is loaded. Hashtag, Mandalorian is loaded with guns. Or it was the ex-Imperial / Rebel cleanup badass heavy tank chick that was her arsenal. I'm not sure. It's his arsenal. Yes, it's his arsenal, because I looked at one of the guns, and one of the guns looked like his. Maybe a spare gun. Also, I don't think Jim and Jeffrey basically uses the gun pretty well. They beat the crap out of the orcs with Arnold Schwarzenegger shotguns. P.S. Arnold Schwarzenegger shotgun, I love those. From Terminator 2. They beat the crap out of them with sticks. Oh. You win, you lose some. And you use some sticks, I suppose. But also they had some combat skills. But secondly, some orcs should have, some of the French Bulldog blue orcs should have beat the crap out of them and killed some of them at least. But no, because it's the Disney era, we cannot have that. Maybe they killed off some. In my headcanon, in this episode, I think they killed off at least 3 or 4, in my opinion. Anyway, though, he says his goodbyes, and he's like, yep, I'm gonna go, and in the meantime, in the forest, we see a bounty hunter with a special gadget, and a special scope, and with a beeping device that says, beep, beep, that says this. This, pretty much. Targeting the Baby Yoda thing. I think Baby Yoda has something inside of him or something. Anyway, though, he targets him and he's like, yay, I'm gonna shoot you. I have you on my New Hope scope sights. Basically, just imagine the scope thing from the Return of the New Hope thing, the one that Luke looks into the camera when he looks at the Sand People in the movie. Yeah, that kind of film footage thingy. And he decides, oh, I have you on my sights now, Baby Yoda, with 5 or 6 children. I'm like, someone in the village have some eyes on the children. Secondly, what the hell? Also, they were playing with Baby Yoda. Cute, and Baby Yoda was laying down. Baby Yoda was like sitting down with them and playing and just being so cute. And the bounty hunter just like, boom! And the Mandalorian's like, shit, where? Where? Did Baby Yoda something happen? Did my Baby Yoda son happen something? Sorry for screaming, but I tried to do the character because the character talked, but it was like, oh no, Baby Yoda, my son! Pretty much. Hashtag Baby Yoda Mandalorian, or Mandalorian is hashtag father, hashtag Baby Yoda son. Also, Baby Yoda is a boy, but could be a girl if you so wish. But anyway, it was a false alarm, kinda, because the badass kickboxer woman, the badass kickboxing ex-Imperial person, knew that something would be, she was pretty close in the woods. She was basically as a recon, pretty much. She was basically reconning and just having a bit of chill, and she basically discovered that, yes, someone was trying to track them, and she shot the sniper down with a freaking shotgun or something, because she blasted that guy to oblivion in his face, or in his shoulder body, or in his body, pretty much. I don't know what type of alien that bounty hunter was. But anyway, the Mandalorian was like, okay, this is not safe for Baby Yoda here, so I'm taking Baby Yoda with me. The adventures continues with Baby Yoda and the Mandalorian. See you at next Sunday, at next Friday, to the next episode of The Mandalorian. Thank you and goodbye. Also, all of the children were saying goodbye to them. Also, the child that had their little special name that I will write down after this review, that said goodbye to Baby Yoda and hugged him, and like, oh, a very sad and touching moment. I give that one 20 points. 2200 points. Anyway, the Mandalorian was going away with a robot vehicle, or with an old-fashioned, futuristic basically like a cowboy story, going away. And they go away, and Baby Yoda says goodbye, and we see the intro, or we see the after credits, with Baby Yoda playing around in those pictures. And one of the best pictures was the Mandalorian with his cool weapon that you can see in this picture, looking at the weapon, and the Baby Yoda coming down from the ship. Anyway though, overall I really enjoyed this show, and I really enjoyed this episode. We see you next time. It was a good send-off, and the adventures continues. The Mandalorian said goodbyes to all of the villagers, and all of the villagers said goodbye to them. And he handshaked the ex-Imperial fighter woman, and she says, until our paths cross again. And he's like, we're gonna meet again soon, I suppose. I'm not sure. Because we will, of course. Anyway, we see you next time. Goodbye, Ad Wiedersehen.